Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honour to be invited to speak today, and it's a really hard act to follow that, but it's actually very, very encouraging to actually see those presentations made, because it heartens me that we're actually, as an organisation, on the right track in doing apprenticeships. It's lovely to be here celebrating the success stories, both as apprenticeships and organisations as well. And I personally actually equate the word apprentice to potential, because I think every single person that's just received that award there had the potential to develop and work hard and to develop into what they've actually just achieved. And that's something that we want to do in GMP as well. We're 1 year on in terms of our journey, our apprenticeship journey, and it's all about maximising the potential of young people in apprenticeships, and also thereby maximising the potential of our organisation as well. So what about our journey at Greater Manchester Police? Well, we are new kids on the block, and about a year ago we actually did virtually start off with a blank canvas, but with the help of our partners, DAMA and people like National Apprenticeship Service, I think we're actually well ahead with what we want to achieve. Our first cohort of apprentices are actually 7 months into the programme, and I can't wait for them to be going through what we've just witnessed there, because I think it's a tremendous achievement. It is looking good for Greater Manchester Police, and I'd like to say that there's no turning back, because I think we've got far more potential to tap into. So why did we choose the apprenticeship route? Well, we wanted to do a number of things really. We wanted to make sure that we had the right workforce mix, both in terms of young people and also diversity as well. We are a large organisation throughout Greater Manchester, and we want to make sure we get people that represent our community, so that's what we wanted to do. We also want to make a difference, and when I say make a difference, we actually truly do want to attract people with potential, and that includes people that are not in employment, education and training. That is one of our objectives. We really want to do that. And I think nearly 40% of our first apprentice intake were actually not in employment, education or training, and that is still with having the potential to develop into roles with us. We also wanted to look at, in the current climate, we're looking at developing new roles within our organisation, and it's to actually ensure that we can deliver policing, but also to have people that can support that, and the apprentices come straight into that arena. Some of the objectives that we had at the start of the journey 12 months ago, one of the main ones was to find the right training provider for us. And I'm pleased to say that I think we found in DAMA a very good training provider that can partner with us and actually develop a brand new and exciting programme. And I really believe that through the efforts of a lot of the staff that Jonathan mentioned and didn't mention as well, that we're actually a long way down into achieving that. We also wanted to actually devise an excellent apprenticeship scheme, not just an apprenticeship scheme, but an excellent one, so that whatever we did with our apprentices, we gave them every opportunity to actually succeed. And I think we've done that. I think another thing we wanted to do, and again with the help of DAMA, National Apprenticeship Service, and other actually employers who have actually gone down this route, is to develop an excellent scheme that is also we had a recruitment strategy which really reached out into the community that we wanted to actually reach into. As I said, one of our main things was a wide attraction of people that are actually doing our apprenticeships, and you only do that if you actually have a lot of partners working to make sure that the opportunities are actually known out there in Greater Manchester. We also the really important thing for us was to make sure we had a lot of support mechanisms in place for our apprentices. Hopefully some of the organisations out here will have done the same thing, but we wanted to make sure that our supervisors were on board, wanted to make sure that our apprentices had mentors, wanted to make sure that they had a buddy in the workplace, and we also wanted to make sure that they actually had central support as well. And that's something that we've put in place. And the other thing that was really key before our apprentices even started was a really good initial training programme, so that they could actually if you like, get to know what the culture of the organisation was about. I know, speaking to Jonathan, one of the things that is recognised that this programme tried to achieve a lot of things all at once. So I would say it's probably quite a complex programme in terms of what we were trying to achieve. There was a new partnerships, as I've already said. We wanted to reach out widely, and for 22 initial apprentice posts, we actually had 540 applications, which just shows how much the recruitment strategy worked. We also wanted people in 22 sites throughout Greater Manchester. So again, we had to make sure that we attracted people from throughout Greater Manchester. Again, I think we did that very well. We also wanted to do a fair but robust recruitment process, and that involved actually looking at groundbreaking stuff in terms of looking at applications, identifying potential, doing some online assessments just to see whether our apprentices could meet the demands of the qualification that we were suggesting, and then a short interview to tap that potential that young people had. So how have our apprentices settled in? Very briefly, they've been very well received by the organisation. Even our initial training team were very impressed by the calibre of applicants that we got. The mentoring scheme that we actually put out for voluntary involvement was really well received, so much so that we've actually got a waiting list for people to be mentors, which is unheard of, really. And also, from the 22 people that we took on board, very, very low attrition rate. I think we had one person who actually dropped out of the scheme, and I'm very confident that 21 out of 22 are going to see the project through, which I think is a really good success rate. The other thing that GMP have done is for every successful apprentice, there is a potential permanent role at the end of their apprenticeship. We've actually guaranteed that for our apprentices. And also, the other thing is that we're very, very happy, we're very much at ease for young people to come into the role that they've been brought in as an apprentice, but to actually look at other career pathways within our organisation. And we really do look at young people being our future, to use the old adage there. So far, what's been the value added to Greater Manchester Police? Well, I think it's helped us get a better workforce mix. I think it's helped us to develop skills of young people where we need to actually know, where we know that there's a shortage at the moment and they're going to be our people of the future. We've also introduced new roles and, as I said, encourage people to look at other pathways within Greater Manchester Police. And actually, it's got the organisation talking. And managers are coming to me and saying, can I have apprentices in my area? Which I think is absolutely smashing, actually, when managers are actually saying there's potential in my area. And I think it's introduced a really solid foundation for things to come, so much so that before we were even partway through the programme, our managers said, right, another 50 apprentices in this financial year, which I think is wonderful. And again, Damar will be working with us on that programme as well. So I'm really looking forward to celebrating the success of our apprentices, just like we've been celebrating here tonight. And I do congratulate every young person and you as organisations as well. You're further down the journey, but I can see that you're really kind of behind it and back this. So enjoy the rest of the evening, and thank you again for having me to share our journey here.